अनेकदन्तं भक्तानां एकदन्तम् उपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे कृष्णं कमलपत्राक्षं पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनं वासुदेवं जगद्योनिं नौमि नारायणं हरिं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So we are in the journey of knowing the kind of advice, the kind of wisdomful talk which Vidura did to heighten up the spirits of Dhritarashtra at a time when Dhritarashtra's mind was completely filled in gloom and fear and doubt regarding this message, what kind of message that Sanjaya would be able to bring to him, who has gone to meet Dharmaraja, the Pandava eldest brother, who is stubborn, that they should get the share of land. And they are not ready to give it up. So what kind of message could it be? At that time, when the mind was in a very chaotic condition, ridden with fear, then Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra asked Vidura to come to him and advise what could be the expectation. So when Vidura was called for, Vidura came, stood at the door, as we have seen in the beginning, and then Dhritarashtra immediately said, admit him immediately, he need not wait for my permission to meet me. Accordingly, Vidura goes to the side of Dhritarashtra and comes to know the situation, and immediately Vidura chided Dhritarashtra that you have vested the entire ruling responsibility, management, treasury, kingship and kingdom in the hands of these four people, Duryodhana, Karna, Shakuni and Dusyasana, who are highly selfish and arrogant fellows. How can you expect peace and good administration, loyalty for dharma? So in order to be very much scholarly, to understand the secrecies or intricacies of the administration, and also to get peace of mind, a scholar is important, a pandita. A pandita is eligible to be able to know out the necessary reasons and behavioral excellence, that he will not get on to the gloom. But all the characteristics of that make a man a pandita have been described by Sanjaya in the first 30 stanzas of Vidura Neeti. And after the 30th round, then Vidura, as we see, has started talking about the opposite person, a dushta jana, who is always ready to suffer, to grieve and all that. So that otherwise is called as murkha. So, and who is a murkha? He has been talking about the murkha paddhati, something like murkha paddhati. And in that context, in 30th shloka, we have seen Asrutascha samunnadho Daridrascha mahamana arthamscha karmana prapsuhu mudha ityuchyate budhaihi. So budhaihi means the all intelligent, wise people. They will consider such person who is not at all aware of the knowledge of the scriptures, or the ignorant of the messages from scriptures like Veda, Vedanga, Purana and all that. And also Samunnadhaha Daridrascha. And though he is a Daridra, a poor fellow, remaining simply haughty, arrogant. Because what is the use of a poor man to be proud? No man. That's why in Telugu we have got as the Daridruni yokka kopamu pedaviki chetu antar. So pedaviki chetu Daridruni yokka kopamu. Atla or kopamu or garvam. So that's what Daridraha Samunnadhaha. And again Mahamanaha Artham. And who wants to beget lot of unfair means. He wants to get, he wants to adopt. And akarmana prepsuhu. He wants to get all economic freedom, not doing anything, just expecting everything to come to him. So karma, akarmana. And also karma meaning fair. Akarma is unfair means. So people resort to foul means, wicked ways, in order to gain some kind of acquisition of the desires which he wants. So such type of people are regarded as the fools. In the next stanza, and who is again a fool, he talks about Swamartham yaha parityajya parartham anutishthati mithyacharati mitrarthe yasyaha saha cha mudha uchyate. Here cha means also, because he is trying to enumerate what are the qualities which will make a person a fool who cannot realize. That's exactly, if you think of Acharya Shankara's Bhajagovinda Stotram, he uses the word mudha. Mudha jahihi dhanagama trishnam. So one has to give up the aspiration to always get money with foul moons. And therefore, one should not. That's why here, Swamartham parityajya, he will be giving up his own role of activity, and he wants to take more and more concern regarding others' objects or objects of others. Parartham, swartham, these are the opposites. Swartham or swamartham. Own things. One does not want to spend his own wealth, but he wants to aspire for the others' wealth and others to spend for them. And for that, they will keep on doing all that kind of tactics. To do that, they are all said to be fools. And again, another characteristic is mitrarthe mithyacharati. So in order to acquire more and more friends, he will be using such kinds of measures which are unreal and but make believe and deceitful ones. You see, mosam chesedi dan dwara mitrulu sampadinchedi, that is very, very bad. That's what faithfulness, sincerity, obedience is important in between two friends. But if a person makes friends and deceive them or betrays them, they are really punishable and they are fools. They cannot get any kind of prosperity. So the ready example is Sugriva and Rama. See, Agnisakshiga Sugrivudu, Ramudu idru friends ka avutaru, Agnisakshi. And our Hanuman does bring that kind of amity, love, friendship, and confirmation of that. Agni is the witness for that. So Rama and Sugriva, they are Panditas. Therefore, they are so careful that there cannot be any kind of loophole. And therefore, they are all very good. But in the same case, we have some other examples in our scriptures where people want to get more and more friends through deceitful means. And that kind of people are called a fool. And so he's trying to give out all those features because Vidura is the highest intelligence. He is a Rishi among the Rajarshis. Though Vidura is born of a woman belonging to maid class or Sudra class, actually second time when the Pandu and Dhritarashtra were born, one blind, another with that paralysis or Panduroga, then again the mother Satyavati sent Vyasa to that second lady to get at least a better fellow who could be the ruler of the land in all importance. But that lady who shivered, who was afraid of Vyasa Bhagavan, she deceitfully sent him to a maid servant. And so the Sudra woman, through Sudra woman, that Vidura is born. But of course, there is so much of background. But that Vidura has been brought up by the Acharya, the parents, the Chitravirya, that they, all the three brothers, all the three children were brought up in the same context and atmosphere. Therefore, he cannot become, but he was admitted to be a minister. And therefore, Vidura has become. Another version is that Vidura is Sakshat Yama, but taking birth as a cursed by a Mudgala Mahamuni. And so he said, Vidura told in that we should, a fool will adopt foul means to beget more and more children, more and more friends. And in the next sloka, we get some more enumeration to consider a foolish soul. So, Mudha Chetaha. Mudha is one, and those people who have got the behavior or mind or thought process similar to make them a good fool. And that is exactly, we have got an example of Ravanasura. And some other asuras are there who are fools. Because they are fools, they did not enjoy happiness. Ultimately, they got themselves killed. So here, akamam kamayatiyaha kamayanam parityajet balavantam cha yodveshti tamahu mudha chetasam. See, not only people become fools, but they will also have the foolish mind. So, chetaha means the behavior and soul and activity and thinking. That Chetana Shakti is there. If not the Chetana Shakti in people, they cannot be happy and prosperous and progressive. But if they have got that Mudha Chetanatvam, something like Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, Shakuni, Dusyas, they are all having the Mudha Chetaha. because they only look to their thing, but they don't consider any other person. Although they know that the other persons are stronger and powerful, having good support with them. Akamam kamayati, what is not desirable, deserving. If you people desire, that's one foolish behavior. And again, those people who love you, who wants to befriend you and be sincere to you, them you try to desert. So kamayanam parityajet. So those people who love you, they try to get rid of them. And again, balavantam se yodveshti. Anybody who tries to hate one who is more capable, stronger and quicker. One should not hate them because weak people will be suffering. So, balavantam na dveshti or dveshti. And that's exactly what happened. The Pandavas are powerful and balavantas compared to Kauravas. But Duryodhana had that stubborn behavior, adamant behavior, that he wants not to share the land, which is not approved by Dharmaraja totally. Therefore, all these people have tried to hate the Balavans. And for all this kind of activity, what is the ruling feature in man? It is the mind. That's what is called murchetaha. So if your mind, if your soul is quite good, good. But if not, you will be suffering all that. Therefore, so in other words, that he is telling that foolishness is always a foolishness is always, or foolish mind. A foolish mind is always a problematic thing. So karma and that is what is important. And another feature regarding a foolish fellow or mudha-chetas, now he continues to talk. Amitram kurute mitram, 33rd stanza, where Amitram kurute mitram. Those who are not friendly may not be their inimical, but we try to make him friends. So to befriend those people who do not like to be befriended, them we compel to become friends. That is, you should not make friendship with your shatrus, because they will be always a dangerous fellows. So this exactly has happened to all Bharat kings. See, there are some kings who made friends with the Britishers or Muslim rulers, and they gave out the secrets of their own country and their own men. Ultimately, they also suffered and died. Therefore, there are all those people who try to support the enemies. They are not at all appreciated. They are considered as mudha-chetaha. So, amitram mitram kurute. And mitram dveshti hinasticha. So, one should not hate good friends. Mitram dveshti. And not only hating that friends, but also give it a kind of malice to them. So, mitram dveshti and hinastita. And karma cha arabhate dushtam. So he will not do that. And karma cha arabhate. He will not at all start the work. And dushtam karma charayati. That is, what is not dushtam, that I will be, that they will try to resort. And such type of people are called mudha chetaha. They are all called mudha chetaha. So the commits the wicked deeds. Wicked deeds are mudha chetaha. For example, you in Mahabharata itself, we have the Shakuni. Shakuni behaved with Duryodhana and others in such a manner that he is a very great friend. But actually, he has joined there to ruin the entire Kaurava brothers. But there is a story behind it. But anyway, I'm just quoting a ready example that he mudha chetaha. But the other, the Duryodhana and all other brothers, they were not able to understand the conniving nature of true nature of Shakuni. They just believed he is the uncle, brother of their mother, and he is there with them to support them. So anyway, tamahu mudha chetasam. Then another point is foolish soul is good. And samsarayati krutyani. I'm now reading the 34th stanza of Vidura Neeti, where Vidura continues to describe about the mudhas. Actually, the mudhas do not know that they are fools. The fools always think that they are all wise people, and whatever they are doing is quite congenial to everybody or to themselves, and ultimately they will suffer. Therefore, it is said, samsa. And so here he adds some more points that will talk about a mudha, that will talk about this. So in Bhajagovinda Stotram, we have also got sampling of the mudhatvam from the persons. That's why mudha, number of times Shankara uses. So here also, He Bharatarshava, I'm reading this sloka, samsarayati krityani sarvatra vichikitsate chiram karoti chiprarthe samudho Bharatarshava. See, Bharatarshava means is Sreshta, the strong person of the Bharata race. And he, what are the things? He is regarded as mudha. What are the things? Krityani samsarayati. So samsara means divergence. Many multifarious things are there in samsara. So a samsara means might look very much sweet and attractive, but that is really giving all that. So kritya samsarayati krityani, and again sarvatra cha vichikitsate. So he will not spend sarvatra vichikitsate. For everything, the person starts doubting. See, chikitsa, vichikitsate is the verb. So people, a foolish fellow, although he makes opinions or decisions, he will always entertain one or the other fear or doubt. That is also a matter of foolishness. And but if you divulge things in his projects and also entertains doubts in that, you will not, because whenever you entrust a work, you should develop a confidence and belief and peace that he will do it. Although you give some work or take up some kind of diversion in the project, but to whom you assign, if you keep on constantly entertaining doubts in all things, then he is considered as a fool. So leave them free. But a wise person entrusting some power of authority will wait and see that how the work is taken place. And that's another thing. And moreover, in the last line, Shiprarthe chirankaroti. That's the most important thing which will be happening. For example, see what you can complete in a day or two, or an hour or two, people postpone, do it very slow. They take long time to do a small job. They are considered to be buddhas, because in panditas will do more work in short time, while fools don't take up the work, they delay more and more. That is not good, because that's why he is called Chipra Artha. Artha is the work, the object, what that which you can accomplish in short time. Shipra means short time. In short time, you can always complete the work. We have been seeing in our own daily life, whether you go to a cobbler or a tailor or a jeep repairer or to any such fellow, what would happen? You know that he will say, come tomorrow, come next week. I don't. So this kind of what they actually, if they take up the work, it will be done very quickly, but they will not do it. So that's also a question. Samudhaha Varadarshabha. So even, for example, now why that kind of spending long time on things in doing what requires time? He is this Dharmaraj, this Dhritarashtra sons, and more so the first son Duryodhana is taking long time, that which you can, to get peace of mind. So you can, if he says, yes, I am going to share whatever offer or bargain that they are going to, Pandavas are going to do it. But he doesn't do it, so it takes a long time in one manner or other. So it has become a foolishness for him. So we can quote a number of practical examples in the epic Mahabharata or in Ramayana or in Bhagavatam, where the foolish people unnecessarily delay things. So requires a short time, is a fool. And now the other one, in the next sloka, we see Sraddham Pitrubhyaha Nadadati. Most important is discharge and Daivatani Narchati. Suhrun Mitram Nalabhate Tamahu Mudhachedasam. So in one's life journey, there is always time. But that life journey to go peaceful, what are the most important prime things to be done? And those to be done, he will not do it. So the most important thing that a human being has to acknowledge the gratefulness to the parents, more so to the departed parents. So Sraddham means Sraddhaya Dattam. So you must believe whenever you perform the Sraddha Karma, Abhisis, then you should believe that the Pitru Devatas become live and they eat the food which you offer. And so every year, the Sraddha Karma people don't do it. And moreover, in scriptures it is said that upon the earth, for humans, if they do one year is equal to 1 day in Pitraloka. Sometimes something like in West and East, in other places, how there is a time schedule differences and all that. So the Pitraloka, Pitrus have got this kind of calendar of time and life. So Pitrubhyaha nadadati sraddham. So whatever they oblige, whatever they deserve, that has to be offered to the Pitru Devatas. And again, Daivatani narchati. And who does not respect and revere, worship the divine beings? Because divine hand is most important. All human hand or human support is not powerful. But divine support is immeasurably powerful. So therefore, in order to activate that kind of Daivata thing, one has to show regard to the honor of the gods. In case they fail, they are considered as mudhaha. And the fools do not want to get friends who have got pleasant mind. So, suhrut mitram na labhate. So, they will not be acquiring friends who are really noble-minded. Even though people behave or act like to be friends, but they cannot be having the nice mind, but with some selfish gain, temporarily they become friends. Again, for that we have got a number of examples. And if, for example, in Panchatantra, we have that Narayana Pandita, who Vishnu Sarma, and Hitopadesha, they have got a number of examples shown that among the animals itself, what to speak of the humans. Therefore, one has got to be very much careful in selection of the friends. You can't simply say friends as people do in the Facebook, but really those are the friends who have noble mind, who will help you. And that if you do not do that, you are considered as a person with foolishness. You are considered as a foolish soul. So, tamahu mudha chetasam. So, chetaha is referred as a soul, or that because the chaitanya is most important. Not you are having had the sarira, the body, everybody would have the body. But people are being discriminated, distinguished, and all that only because of the kind of manas, the kind of activity or chetana shakti. So the chaitanyam sarva bhutanam, that is Paramatma. So that's why we make a prayer in Durga Saptasati, as done by Markandeya Maharshi, that Ya Devi sarva bhuteshu chetana chetanech vidiyate. So if you don't regard the chaitanya there, then such type of mitras, they will be having a bad, foolish mind. So look at that. So Vidura is trying to give out wonderful clues as to the selection of so many things if you want to have a fair, peaceful life. But anywhere these things would happen, that is normal, because people like negativity more than the positivity. People like more fears, unwanted fears also. As a result, they become foolish. That's why here, Vidura tells in the sloka number 34 that mudha chetaha, they will have the mudha chetas. And in the next sloka, 35, again, and Buddhas are considered not noble. So I'm reading the sloka. Anahutaha pravisati aprushta bahubhashate visvasatti apramatteshu mudhacheta naradhamaha. So look at it. Enta bagundante ayana chalatugu. It is a kind of human study. It is a study of the behavior of the human beings. because human beings are having the Sarira, but in the Chetana Shakti, there is a variance. For example, spiritual path is most important. What is spiritual path? Which will tell you to give up worries and foolishness. If we are able to give up the worry and foolishness, then we are spiritual. Otherwise, we will be otherwise. So in Yajurveda also, we have several mantras of this type. After all, Vidura Neeti is not manufactured just then, but whatever good and subhashitas, pros and cons mentioned in our scriptures, the same has been blotted up and presented by Vidura, who is a learned scholar and no comparison to him at all. That's why Vidura is very much known for the Niti Shastra, the law of morality or the science of morality. So here, normally people are all anxious to interfere into the matters not being asked for, not being invited. So people unnecessarily volunteer to go to places where they are not invited. So that people are called, because they may be insulted very much. So anahutaha, the worst of men are those who go to places uninvited. And again, another kind of fools are aprashtaha bahubhashate. Although you are not asked for the opinion, you keep on talking about more and more. So free consultation and unwanted talk. That's why we have so many later on kirtanas and sayings and subhashitas where one has to have a restraint. If that restraint is not there, regarded as fools. See, so that's what Tyagaraja also in Telugu sang, Samayaniki tagu mataladi. So if at all it is there, you have to speak only appropriate to the context. If you speak more, no, you will be chided and you will be considered as a foolish fellow. Why he talks all that? Aprishtaha, not consulted, not asked for. You should not speak more and more things. Samanyavagi, we must have the experience. Those who telephone, they keep on talking. Or who take up the phone, they also keep on talking unwanted. No. And again, Visvasatya apramatyeshu. Visvasati apramatyeshu. A fool is he who tries to trust the fellows who are untrustworthy. So they are untrustworthy for those they are there, but you trust. So they are also fools. So in Mudha Chetaha, Mudha Chetaha, and like that he's categorizing all that. And I hope you are all following the slokas where Vidura has been very judicious and bold, advising the proper pathway to become really a scholar and to live a happy life. Now I am reading the 36th stanza. Param Chipati Doshena Vartamanaha Swayam Tatha Yascha Krudhyati Anishaha San Saha Cha Mudhatamo Naraha. So Naradhamaha, actually in course of talking about the foolishness or Mudhatvam, he has already defined who is a Naradhama. That is, in the 35th stanza, he said, Mudha Chetaha Naradhamaha. So if anybody entertains in his mind all that, they're all called as the worst of men who go to places where they are not invited, who keeps on too much talking, not asked for, who tries to behave upon the irresponsible fellows. Apramatteshu means irresponsible. We come across more irresponsible people than responsible people. So that kind of people, they are called Naradhamas. They are the worst fellows. Again, he continues to talk about a mudha, a fool who votes for the tamoguna. Actually, Traigunyodbhavamatra lokataritam. Loka means people. All people have their behavior with reference to three gunas: Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. So, but the Tamoguna is there. Yascha krujyati anishaha san sacha mudha tamonaraha. So all superlatives are being spoken out in 36 that, see, Vartamanaha, I mean, param kshipati doshena. So, when the person is guilty, he has committed some kind of sin and crime and mistake, he will try to blame others to be responsible for his fault. That is one, there are many people, you only did it, you only said like that. Like that, people try to involve others for the problems or mistakes that they have done it. So, Shipati means places. So those who just put them into that. And Vartamanaha Swayam Tatha. So, though he has done, and in the next line, we have got one more important point. Yascha krujyati anisaha san. This is exactly we come across many people. When you are not able to do job assigned, a fool will try to blame and he becomes angry. Those people who cannot do their job, they become angry and tries to win over the situation. So that such type of people are called Mudhatamanaras. So Param Kshipadoshena is Mudhatamonaraha. Vartamanaha Swayam Tatha. So Mudhatamo Jaraha. And Yascha Krujyati Anishaha. See, when he can't help that, still he will try to grow angry upon that. So unwanted anger is also most foolishness. So those who are impotent but gives room for anger. We are seeing in our own daily life a number of people who wants to win the argument by becoming angry. But anger is not the answer for the problems. That one has to understand. If you make anger as a tool, then we lose the game. That's what Vidura is telling, that foolish people have got the influence of the tamoguna, total ignorance and darkness, and they will not be able to see the truth. So, param kshipati doshena, vartamanaha swayam tatha, yaha krudhyati cha anishaha. Yaha anishaha, a person who is not Ishvara or controller of himself, but he becomes suddenly angry. And these are all the Mudhatamo Janaha. Next, so Mudhat, who is the Mudhatamo? Naraha. And in earlier, you have seen the Nara Adhamaha. See, the Sanskrit language is such a language where every word can give scope for deeper, different multifarious interpretations. That's exactly what in Alankarika, by name Bhamaha, so he says, Yekaha Shabdaha Suprayuktaha Swarge Loke Kamadhuk Bhavati. So appropriately, contextually, our Vidura, rather Bhasa Bhagavan, is talking about Naradhama, and then Nara is knowledge, is a receptacle. Actually, Nara is a receptacle, and Narayana is a Guru or Acharya. So Nara Narayana is a combination of a good student and good teacher, a good worker and a good director, like that. So yatra yogeshwara Krishna tatra vartho dhananjaya tatra srihi vijayaha bhutihi. So that's what. But here, a person, mudha tama naraha, mudha rajasama naraha, and mudha sattva guna. So, this sattva and rajas do not club itself to mudhatvam, but they are separated. And so here, the man who has got that darkness or foolishness occupying his mind, he will lose life and happiness by bringing others to be responsible for his mistakes. And when he is not able to help the situation, you want to get some solution or get the work done through the kopam. And next 37th sloka, I hope you understood that 36th. And some more points have been, and rather Vidura is growing more and more in a graduation manner. There's a gradation of thought process. And so here in the 37th sloka, you see a good change in attitude and all that. Atmano balamagnaya dharmartha parivarjitam alabhyam icchan naishkarmyat mudha buddhihi iha uchyate. So in this 37th sloka, he describes about mudha buddhi. What is mudha buddhi? It's a destitute of intelligence. That is, he buddhi is there, but overpowered by the mudhatva. All people have got beautiful intuitional knowledge. But how many people use that intuitional knowledge and become better? No. So, but intuitional knowledge, the ethical behavior, etc., is buddhi. But that buddhi, when it turns foolish, there will be suffering. And what is that mudha, the mudha buddhi? One, atmanaha balam agnaya dharma artha parivarjitam. So, a man without knowing his own strength and dissociated from both virtue and profit, dharma and artha. Dharma is the virtue or duty or consciousness. Artha is the benefit. If you are dharmic, benefits are there accordingly. And therefore, the dharmartha parivarjitam atmanaha balam agnaya. You must always be able to assess your own power of strength and limitations. Then the second pada, alabhyam icchan naishkarmyan mudha buddhihi iha uchyate. Very important thing which we are all seeing in our day-to-day life. And moreover, generations together, probably starting from Vidura and Dhritarashtra, or Pandavas and Kauravas and so on, these ethics are live. And so, it is said here, Atmanaha balam agnaya dharmartha parivarjitam alabhyam icchan naishkarmyan mudha buddhi uchyate. So, now here is talking about mudha buddhi. Earlier, he has given an example about Buddha Buddhi. Now, and this is something like Musalagra Buddhi and Kushagra Buddhi. So, Kushagra Buddhi means as intelligence to be as sharp as the Kusha grass. And Musalagra Buddhi means pestle. So the tip or the tip of the pestle will not be as good as that of the roll. So alabhyamichan naishkarmyat. ఏవి పనులు చేయకుండా డబ్బులు కావాలి, అది కావాలి, ఇది కావాలి కోరేవాళ్ళు. Once upon a time, it is like the Varadakshina that people used to claim at the time of marriage. But there are some rules changed. And so women are also, men side people give something for the women too as a part of happiness. Therefore, here Atmanaha Balamagnaya Dharmartha Parivarjitam. In other words, you should deserve and desire. My Guru Dr. Devasthali was always telling, before we desire anything, we should also think that whether we deserve that at all. Therefore, alabhyam icchan naishkarmyat. What is impossible, the fool will want to get it, and that's exactly what is called as destitute of intelligence. So, any Pandit must be able to assess his own strength. If you fail to assist it, then you have got Tamo Buddhi, Sattva Buddhi, Tamo Buddhi. But here in this 38th stanza, we have the knowledge about the students. Asishyam Shasti Yo Rajan Janyascha Sunyam Upasate Padartham Bhayade Jascha Tamahu Mudha Chetasam. So you observe that Vidura is alternating the Cheta, the mind, Sneha, then he is also talking about the Tamasu, Andhakara, and all these things. So in this sloka, now I'm reading the 38th stanza. Asishyam Shasti Yo Rajan Yascha Sunyam Upasate Anartham Bhayate Yascha Tamahu Mudha Chetasam. Asishyam Shastiyo Rajan Yascha Sunyam Upasate Kadartham Bhayate Yascha Tamahu Mudha Chetasam. So after having spoken something about the Buddhi, in the 30th stanza, there's a talk about the about the mind. So Kadartha is said to be of. So in this sloka, you observe Asishyam Yaha Shasti and Yaha Sunyam Upasate Kadartham Bhajate Yaha Tamahu Mudha Chetasam. So who is considered to be having the foolish mind or foolish activity? That is anybody who punishes one with that which the person does not deserve. So that's one thing you should have. Something like Ravanasura, when Anjaneya went as envoy, he ordered that Anjaneya should be killed. But because of Vibhishana, there was a different order issued by Ravanasura. So today we stop here and at the 38th stanza, and we continue further on this particular dukkham, because there are more than a large number of slokas are there.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
So we stop here. Om Swasti.
Om Swasti.
Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay, we stop here.
Okay.
Any record out on there?
On, sir.